university called Gnostic Jung. So therefore, he was able to surpass Sigmund Freud because he was dealing with the African shit. Now, on the other hand, dealing with this particular, the fight with the actual shadow, we're not just even talking about, even in psychology, when you go in psychology, they say if you're ever going to get better, you're going to have to face your demons. Or get on top of your demons. This was the role even in Star Wars when they told him to go in the cave. Luke Skywalker, go in that cave. So Yoda told him. He said, what? He said, what's in there? He said, only what you take with you. Which the cave is actually his true self. Now, the interesting point is, why is this connected with evil? Now, we're not talking about psychology here. This is a little bit different what we're talking about here. We're talking about a form of the ultimate weapon in the last days. This particular evil is divine. It's not the type of evil that you manifest physically by physically going out to kill anybody, because by doing the physical act, that is actually giving credit to the physical, and therefore you are actually doing the opposite. This is talking about a train of thought that the Book of Law says compassion is a vice for kings. So what we're talking about is an alchemical process of getting to your pure energy, or the pure essence of your energy. As we know, the government understands that he's killed this over the years by giving you fundamentalistic religion and making you so-called quote-unquote good. And why is it every time we quote-unquote turn good, shit fall apart? And not only that, the so-called people is so-called good, you don't like no more. Including the newfound conscious motherfuckers. Oh, peace and love, brothers and sisters. And you saying, man, I don't even like these motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And it's the same shit. It's not just so the good shit is not just subject to doggone the church anymore. It's the newfound motherfuckers in the conscious community now. Oh, brothers and sisters, it's a blessed day, greetings, and fuck all that old dumb shit. My goddamn coin's hurting. I don't want to hear no bullshit about no greetings and no peace and love and no beautiful goddamn day. They say face your demons, and we're talking about the true essence on the way this particular part is. Now, what are we talking about here? Jung, J-U-N-G, on evil. On evil. By Mary Steen. What's that? S-T-E-I-N. Stein. Murray Stein. M-U-R-R-A-Y Stein. Now, what are we talking about here? We're talking about the kind of energy, the kind of evil that's pure energy. And what we're talking about is this. Now, you have to take this off of the moralistic and humanistic side of shit. Because we have to stop thinking like humans. Based on history, we were advanced rulers of the universe. And we later on became human as a hibernation stage before the metamorphosis. But now we are going to metamorphosize, but we are still now trying to be human, which is the cocoon stage. So what is the other stage? The other stage is this evil monster that they are showing in all the monster movies is your ass. So what is the ultimate hieroglyph for the evil monster? It would be that based on the alchemical term that we're talking about as far as the mythology. It would be something like the movie Alien. Take no prisoners. You see what I'm saying? Now we understand based on the Egyptians or the Kamites, the ultimate symbol for chaos was not the lion. The lion is the archetype of the divine transformation. So they said the lion was the greatest animal, the strongest animal in the animal kingdom. That's bullshit. Like I told you last week, you walk up on the lion, based on him not being hungry, you might be able to get away. You walk, if you swim with a shark, if he don't see no blood, you might be able to get away. You might be able to play with him. But a crocodile, there is no compromise. So the divine emblem of Sebek was the crocodile, because a crocodile, the only motherfucker in the animal kingdom, there is no compromise. Same way with the movie Alien. Now, where did they get it from? Alien comes from H. Geiger's Necronomicon, which he was inspired by the occult and also H.P. Lovecraft. The guy Ridley Scott flew over to Europe, saw these magnificent Necronomicon paintings, and later on drafted his Alien movie. So Alien is the ultimate archetype of who we are. That is the alien, because even in the Gnostic text, they talk about the alien God, represented in your book, Bentley Layton's book, The Gnostic Scriptures, the alien God. So we're talking about here another system. Now, what are we talking about? Alchemical. And this is what we're talking about. We're talking about this. We're talking about the word prime. Evil. How you get this word prime evil? That means that evil, or as you say, equals, was in the beginning. That's all it is. I don't give a damn what. Religion, whatever. We're talking about chaos. And if we're talking about chaos, we're talking about carbon. If we're talking about carbon, we're talking about melanin. Now, in the cycle of what we're talking about here on pure evil, I like that shit. I'm pure evil. That shit even sound good now. If you get out of the damn bullshit old moralism, that's to keep a person down. That's the political shit that ain't but 2,000 years old. And understand pure evil. The ancient African or the ancient Atlantean or the ancient Egyptian understood formulas. That's what Crowley was talking about. That's what Austin Spear was telling Crowley, because even Crowley didn't get it. Crowley fired Austin Spear because he said, damn, you too weird. Crowley said, hey man, if you looking at any goddamn deity to be up under, you ain't getting it. These are mere tools to use. And these are white people talking, which is the lesser entity. He said these are mere tools to use as formulas to get results. And when those results stop happening, throw that bitch into the trash can. So what we're talking about here is pure evil as formulas. That's what the cracker don't let you understand. How is it that everything he's giving you is so-called good? Now, ain't no way in the hell the cracker gonna come and be the epitome of the enemy we know, and yet his enemy gonna be my goddamn enemy. It ain't happening that way. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about here this. We're talking about this prime energy bottled into a pit or a circle. Now, as we know that anything that you put in something encased, the older it gets, the more stronger it gets, till it eventually it is even stronger than the thing that bottled it. So we're talking about the mother energy that was bottled, the primal energy, which is the mother energy. Tiamat, the chaos goddess, Apep, who Ra overthrew. This particular energy, after so many millions and billions of years of being bottled, it becomes stronger than the thing that bottled it. So we're talking about being even against God. Oh, now you done gone too goddamn far. See, we are Afrocentric, we are conscious, but we're still Judeo-Christian in the mind. That's a slave religion. Spawn is supposed to tear down the gates of heaven. Oh, no, my Bible says, your goddamn Bible tells you that heaven and hell will pass away. It tells you that in the Bible. It says that heaven and hell will pass away. That's one thing, you can talk all the shit you want. Now, if you take King James Version as a chronology and use it, it's a fucked up book. But if you take King James Version as a dissecting dictionary, all the shit is up in there. If you go to the King James Version, I guarantee you every shit I'm saying, if you know where to find it, it's in there. In there they say heaven and hell will pass away. They say a new heaven and a new hell. So my point is, if heaven is going to pass away, what the fuck I'm trying to get to heaven for? That shit is living too.
said that?
Is it Revelation? One of them. 22nd chapter of Revelation. Now, the key is, what was bottled in the beginning? The fallen angels were bottled and trapped in the beginning. That's why when you go to ancient Kemet or you go to ancient Greece, which is nothing but the doggone Cretan, if you can see, there's some new shit now. The ancient, the Iliad and Odyssey and the ancient stuff is coming from, we know, Phoenicia, but also Crete, which is Babylonia, Mesopotamia, which is still all black. But even if we deal with ancient Kemet, it is a mentor that rises up. You get it? That means that the Christ energy is not coming from heaven. It fell and was here in the beginning. You see what I'm saying? It was here in the beginning. So we should be trying to look to hell. Because if you goddamn 1,000 miles away up in the sky, then hell is on earth, because if you're looking down. But the seed is in a mentor. The seed is bottled in the core. Jung talks about a god called Core. That's no more than Osiris or any underground deity that will give, or Osir, that will give birth to the cosmic seed. Why is it Core? It's like this. The heaven realm did its act. See, anytime you do something, you put forth something, you've already done it. That's an act that's already done. So the heaven realm created the physical realm. End of story. Now anybody knows in order to create a new, you must destroy that what you created to build a new building. That means that the heaven realm, which is the lowest aspect of the creation that becomes the destructive force, is the only thing that can create some shit. The satanic realm. If you understand energy, if you take anything in regeneration process, the word set or soot is also the word shut in Mesopotamia, and you get the word shit. That's where the word comes from. Shit is an ancient word for the word soot or set or soot. And it means shit, which means excrement. It is the excrement that all moralistic religion has turned against and is talking shit against. It is the excrement that gives you the divine spark. That's a turd of shit right there. Within the turd of shit, no, I don't need that, because if a motherfucker shit, you make that smooth. Because we talking to a little bit of vegetarians up in here, so we make that a little smooth turd, Now, if anybody know that it is the excrements that has the divine regenerative fertilizing seed to grow something new. Not your ass, not the intestinal tract, not the body, because the body is degenerating. You see what I'm coming from? It is only the excrement. Now in the heaven realm, the physical body, or what we call the physical realm, is the excrement realm. The fallen realm. So it is the leftover fragments of the burnt up ashes of heaven. That's what we are. Because we fell down. We are the Nephilim. So therefore the only thing that can create is us, not God up there. That is something that already happened. You understand where I'm coming from? So therefore the actual Leviathan energy that the white boy is scared of, and in Trevor Ravenscroft's book, The Spear of Destiny, he said we must prepare for this Leviathan's energy. Leviathan is a dragon that's in the water. Anytime you get the word sea, you get the word water. It's also talking about the deep waves of the subconscious, the ocean, the sea, the cavern, the cave. And they say this particular Leviathan is up under the water. They said her head, once the heads is broken of Leviathan, it's a metaphysical thing. When you break a head, you break a seal. And when you break a seal, you unleash a certain amount of energy. So on one hand, they talk about the Christ smoting the heads of Leviathan in the Bible. On another part of the Bible, they tell you that it is the they say that God's going to open these damn seals up, in so many words. Then they talk about they're breaking some heads again. What this is actually talking about in alchemy is a breaking of the actual seeds, or it's also talking about that satanic realm or the excrement of creation now becoming the divine spark. So the Christ, which rode into Jerusalem on an ass, that particular ass which is set, the golden ass, in actuality is the actual excrement, which later on becomes the ray of light, because there can only be light born out of the damn darkness. In the beginning there was darkness. Then there was creation. Well, the creation, they say they brought order to chaos, or light to chaos. Well, then if you're going to create a new motherfucking heaven and earth like all ancient scriptures, that means there's got to be some more chaos to create that. Well, we know that that particular chaos is in the melanin. Richard King told you that. And your boy Stephen Hawking, who is the astrophysicist, says, they say, well, the universe has no ending. That's what the white man said. Stephen Hawking says it does have an ending. They say, well, where is the end? He says it's the smallest point of a point of a point of a point. That smallest point of a point of a point of a point is in you. That's your soul. That's the true you. That micro soul, or what they call the dwarf energy. Now, ending this thing up. This breaking to the science on what this shit is really talking about is this. A woman called in on the show, on this radio show, and asked one of these guys, this scientist, she says, is there anything on earth, how did she say this? Is there anything on earth that is not alien, that is alien to the earth? And he said, well, that's going to be kind of hard to say, because they said we can find every composite in space. We can also find in earth. So they said everything that's out in space, which is basically carbon, we can find in earth. They said the only thing that we know of that is alien to not only earth and the universe is this. So first of all, the Bible says we're going to have a new heaven and a new earth. A new heaven and a new earth. The only thing that they say is alien to both the earth and the universe, and which is basically the alien God, is some stuff that is in dwarf stars, which is burnt out stars, that is packed so tight till it produces a white powder or a white seed, that if that particular white seed was to ever become manifested either in the universe or on earth, the whole particular earth would explode. Now, based on alchemy and based on what the white boy knows, that dwarf white substance that they say that's theory. They can't go to a damn burnt-off star and find this shit. But the only theory that they know where this stuff actually is inside of the melanin. That white stone, which is invisible. They say in the white, it's invisible in us. But in a dwarf star, which is probably big as the earth, it would be this white substance. This is based on their calculation. But in us, it's an invisible seed that escapes even when we die. They don't even get that. All the melanin, they can't get this little seed. That's the soul. But one atom of this, the entire earth will explode, and that, my friend, is the true Christ. That's the true Christos that they're talking about, this white stone or this white seed. But of this particular white seed, but it can only be produced in something that is burnt out. So the excrement is something that was used up. It burned out. And from the burning out, it made a new seed. And from that, after it's matured, it will illuminate. You get it? Yeah. That seed, and that, my friend, is the Christ. So the only thing down here that is old enough to have that seed in it is black people, older than the goddamn dinosaurs, older than everything else, even older than nature, because we created nature. They even got the new Gnostic scriptures dug up in 1945 when they talk about this Eve person, or this feminine energy taking her essence and creating everything. You see, they even talk about Isis creating everything. So we understand that this particular seed. So now this also gives another question. The Christ couldn't have come 2,000 years ago. Otherwise, he's just another nigga like us. Because if he was the manifestation of this seed, then we wouldn't be here to even be talking about the Christ right now, because it would have been over. And what we're saying, that the whole Revelation text, with the seals, the abyss, the dragons, and all that, is an alchemical cooking pot talking about a thermonuclear energy, a subatomic energy, and that's the soul. But the shit is, that can be in any goddamn nigga bumming for quarters around a gas station, and that is the damn enigma to life. So now to wind this thing up, what they are scared of at this particular time is the dreaded Nostradamus prophecy, the dreaded everything at this particular time, because basically everything is manifested. But then again, that's the way the spiritual shit is. It manifests in a time when we even give up on Negroes. We're like, man, hell, shit. And it manifests in a time now that it's scary. I don't know about New York, but down south, white people treat you better than black people all day. That's just some scary shit. Oh, hi! No, motherfucker, I don't want you to be nice to me. No, but my point is, we understand ultimate, collectively, they are the devil. We don't stray from that. You don't get that out of me. My point is, they do treat you better than most niggas and shit. I walked down the street in damn New York, and all the black people trying to run over your ass, they ain't stopping up a damn. Y'all know the hell I'm talking about. My point is, it is the spirit to even make the white boy to the point where as he gets secure that it ain't coming out of us when it does. He said, oh, we got them niggas. We done killed them all up. We did everything to them and they ain't produced no Christ. And when they merely think that it's over and they get their guards down, that's when it's up. But there are those that is in the higher order that understand that, hey man, even though they didn't produce, we got to do this anyway just in case. So therefore, for the mere fact that we see them getting rid of their commander-in-chief, you understand what I'm saying? For basically no reason at all, no reason that no other president has done. You understand what I'm saying? Let you know in actuality they have to do this particular part and call it a quote-unquote crisis because there's something greater actually happening at this particular time. There's something greater actually happening. So what we're dealing with now, we're really, at this particular time, we can say as conscious people, based on the course of the last year, that man, we are actually literally seeing the manifestation on what is to come. We are right in the thick of this particular part. You see, on what's going, because I'm telling you, anytime, and Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, when self accuses self, that's when you know the end will be. Well, we understand that the house has been burning down. In actuality, like the guy Emil Bach said in his book Revelation out of Kemet, a revelation of Apocalypse of St. John, the revelation would go on for 10 years and the people would have been in it 10 damn years and wouldn't even know it because they would have grown used to bad news. But my point is, they are running scared, and I know some shit is happening, and even Bill Lilly said it. He told me yesterday. He said, something is damn strange, man. When we walking down the street yesterday, downtown Brooklyn and all over Manhattan, and we hardly seeing nobody. Shit all shut down. Now, I don't give a damn how many laws Giuliani passed. There got to be some kind of experimentation. When I walk around, I walk 5 blocks in Brooklyn in July in the damn heat at 12 o'clock at night on a goddamn Thursday night, and I can't find no niggas out in July. It was a Thursday night. What kind of shit is that? I go to Atlanta, 6 o'clock, all black people off the street in the inner city. The inner city is looking like fucking damn Oregon. You see what I'm saying? So we're talking about Some experimentation is actually going on when we see this type of things actually happening. And this cracker knows this anytime goddamn 42nd Street turned to Disney. That couldn't have happened 10 years ago. You see, in order to turn it into Disney, that means you got to get rid of the motherfucking people on 47th Street, because Disney would be tainted just by all the people that hang out that particular way. So at this particular time, we're gonna turn the whole thing over to Reverend Valentine.